I felt stupid. I felt small. I felt like all my hard work was useless. I wanted to give up. Maybe English is not for me, I thought. Maybe my brain is not good enough. That day, I didn't study. I didn't open my notebook again. I sat in silence and felt sad. I thought I had failed. But that feeling, that pain, it changed something inside me. Later that evening, I talked to my friend. He was also learning English. I told him what happened. I told him I studied so hard, but I forgot everything. He smiled gently. He said, "That happens to me too. It happens to many people. You are not alone." I looked at him. I was surprised. I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the problem. But he said, "No, it's not you. It's normal. We just need a better way to remember." That gave me a little hope. Maybe I was not broken. Maybe my brain was okay. Maybe I just needed to learn differently. That night, I did not feel like a failure. I still felt sad, but I also felt curious. I wanted to know why I forgot those words. I wanted to understand how memory works. I wanted to find a way to remember better. I opened my notebook again. I looked at the words, slowly this time. I said each word softly, without pressure. I looked at each word and tried to feel something. I asked, where did I hear this word? When did I use it? What picture comes to my mind? It was hard, but something small started to change. The next day, I decided to try again. But this time, not with 20 words. Just with 5. Only 5 words. I wrote them. I drew pictures next to them. I said them out loud. I used them in my own sentences. I told myself, even if I forget again, I will not stop. I will learn one way or another. I made a promise to myself. I will not give up just because it is hard. Because forgetting is not the end. It is the beginning of learning. Many people feel the same way. They study hard, but the words disappear. They think they are slow. They think their memory is weak. They think they are not smart enough. But the truth is, they are just missing the right method. You don't need to memorize more. You need to memorize smarter. You don't need a perfect memory. You need emotion, connection, and practice. I didn't know that on the day I forgot every word. But that painful day became the start of something new. So if you have ever forgotten a word, don't be sad. Don't feel small. You are not the only one. I was there too. But I didn't stop. And because I didn't stop, I now speak, remember, and use English with more confidence. Your journey is just starting. And this video will show you everything I learned, step by step. Just like that first step I took, right after I forgot everything. Chapter 2. The problem was not my brain. After that hard day, I started to think deeply. I asked myself, why do I forget? I looked at other people who spoke English well. I thought maybe their brains were smarter than mine. Maybe I was just not made for languages. Maybe something inside me was broken. That thought made me feel weak. I remembered school days when the teacher spoke English, and I sat there, silent. My classmates answered. I stayed quiet. I felt slow. But then, something changed. I read a sentence in a book. It said, "It's not your memory. It's your method." That one sentence made me stop. I read it again, and I felt something inside me begin to wake up. I thought about my old way of learning. I just looked at words. I read them again and again, hoping they would stay in my head. I made long lists. I tried to repeat them like a robot. But I didn't feel anything. No meaning. No emotion. No story. Just words on paper. I realized something very important. My brain was not the problem. My method was the problem. I was using the wrong way to remember. And when you use the wrong way, of course it feels hard. Of course you feel like you're failing. But it's not your fault. I remembered how I learned words in my own language. As a child, I didn't sit down with a book. I didn't make lists. I heard the words in real life. I saw the things. I felt the emotions. I touched, smelled, tasted, laughed, cried. That's how words became part of me. I learned by living. But with English, I was just reading cold words from a page. That was the big mistake. My brain needed feeling. My brain needed action. My brain needed a story. I told my friend what I discovered. He smiled. He said, "Exactly. That's what I learned too. The brain remembers when it feels something." That made me feel less alone. I realized we are not bad learners. We are not lazy. We just didn't know how the brain works. Most schools teach the wrong way. They give you lists and rules. But the brain does not like lists. It loves connection. It loves color, sound, movement, and meaning. I also learned something else. There are many types of memory. Some people remember what they see. Others remember what they hear. Some need to move to learn. Some need to speak to remember. Everyone is different. And that's okay. There is no one best way. There is only the best way for you. And your job is to find it. I had to find mine. I had to test and try and fail, again and again, until I found what worked. So I made a small plan. I said, this week, I will try something new. I will not use long lists. I will not repeat like a robot. I will try to feel the word. I started small. One word a day. I connected it to something I liked. I tried to use it in a fun way. And guess what? I remembered it. Not just for one day, but for many days. That gave me power. That gave me proof that my brain was good. I just had to change how I used it. If you are watching this and you feel like your memory is bad, please don't believe that lie. Your brain is not broken. You don't need to be a genius to remember words. You just need the right door. And I will help you find that door. Step by step. Just like I did. You are not behind. You are not too slow. You are learning. And learning is never a straight road. There are turns and bumps. But you are moving. And that means everything. So now, when I learn a new word, I don't just look at it. I ask, how does it make me feel? Where can I use it? Can I hear it, say it, write it, and feel it? That is how I train my brain now. And it works. It works not because my brain is special. It works because the method is right. The problem was never my brain. And it's not yours either. Believe that. Trust it. And keep going. Chapter 3. One word, one emotion. I still remember the first English word that stayed in my memory forever. It was the word cold. I didn't just read it. I felt it. That day, I was walking outside. The wind was strong. My hands were shaking. My nose was red. I said the word quietly, cold. And it made perfect sense. My body felt the word. My heart knew it. From that moment, I never forgot it. That was the day I discovered something powerful. When you connect one word with one strong emotion, it becomes part of you. Before this, I was learning words with no feeling. Just looking at the letters. Just trying to memorize. But those words didn't stay in my heart. They only lived on paper. When I found a way to feel a word, it became real. It became mine. That is the secret many learners miss. You are not a machine. You are a human. Your memory works best when your heart is involved. When you feel something, love, fear, surprise, joy, your brain remembers better. I started practicing this idea every day. I picked one word. Only one. I asked myself, what emotion fits this word? If the word was happy, I thought about a moment that made me smile. Maybe it was when I saw my little sister laugh, or when I ate my favorite food. I let that feeling live inside me. Then I said the word slowly. Happy. My heart said it too. It was not just a sound. It was a memory. That's why it stayed. You can do this too. Try it now. Think of a word. Let's say angry. Don't just repeat it. Think of a time when you were angry. Maybe someone was unfair to you. Maybe you waited too long. Feel it again, just a little. Then say the word, angry. Your heart knows this word now. You don't need to memorize it like before, because the emotion will bring it back. That is the power of one word, one emotion. This method changed everything for me. It made learning fun. It made each word personal. I wasn't learning for a test. I was learning for life. I made a small diary. Every page had one word, and next to it, one short story or feeling. It became my word diary. I loved reading it. I would open it every night, and the words felt alive. They were not just letters. They were parts of my life. Some words are hard to feel, like unless or although. These are not easy to connect to emotion, but I found a way. I made small stories. I use people I love. Unless my mom calls me, I won't go. I imagined waiting for her call. I imagined how I would feel. And again, the emotion helped the words stay. Even grammar can have feelings if you bring your life into it. One word, one emotion. This is a slow method, but it is deep. It is honest. And it works. You don't need to learn 50 words a day. That will only make you forget faster. You need to feel 1 or 2 words each day. Let them enter your heart. Let them become part of your story. Then you will never lose them. I remember the word hope. It came to me when I was sad. I had failed a speaking test. I wanted to quit. But I heard a song. One line in the song said, "Hold on to hope." That line stayed in my soul. I wrote the word hope on my wall. I saw it every day. It gave me strength. That word is still with me today. Not because I studied it, but because I lived it. If you do this, your words will never feel empty again. They will have meaning. They will have heart. One word, one emotion. That is the way I build my English. And you can too. Don't just learn with your eyes. Learn with your feelings. It will change the way you remember. It will change the way you speak. It will change the way you learn forever. Chapter 4. Picture the word like a movie. After I learned how emotion helps memory, I discovered something even more powerful. Pictures. Not real photos, but pictures in my mind. I call them mind movies. When I think of a word, I don't just read it. I close my eyes. I create a small movie in my head. I see people, colors, places, actions. I make the word come alive. And when a word is alive in your mind, you cannot forget it. This changed everything for me. Let me tell you how I learned the word run. I did not read it 10 times. I did not write it in a notebook again and again. I sat quietly. I closed my eyes. I imagined myself in a big green park. I saw the sun. I saw children laughing. I saw myself moving fast, my shoes hitting the ground. I felt my heart beat. I felt my breath. I imagined myself running. That was my movie. And the word run became part of that movie. From that day, I never forgot it. You can do the same. It does not matter if your English is low. You don't need to understand every detail. You just need to feel and see. Try it now. Take the word apple. Close your eyes. Can you see it? Is it red or green? Is it on a tree or in your hand? Are you eating it? Is it sweet? Is it cold from the fridge? What do you feel when you eat it? That little movie will help you remember apple forever. Much better than writing apple equals 20 times. This works with almost any word. If you want to learn sleep, picture yourself in bed. Feel your blanket. Hear the soft sound of rain outside. Let your eyes close in your mind. Feel the peace. Feel the rest. Say the word sleep while you see the picture. That is how your brain connects the word to your life. And that connection becomes memory. I also used this method with feelings. The word excited was hard for me. So I pictured myself opening a gift. I saw the box. I felt my hands shaking. I smiled. My heart jumped. I said, I'm so excited. That picture helped me understand the word. Not just understand it. Remember it. Feel it. Use it. That is the goal. Sometimes, I drew the pictures too. I'm not a good artist, but that didn't matter. Drawing helped me think deeper. One day, I learned the word rain. I drew clouds. I drew drops falling. I drew myself with an umbrella. That silly picture made me laugh. But the word stayed in my memory. Because I gave it a shape. A life. The brain is like a cinema. It loves images. It loves action. Words with no picture are easy to forget. Words with pictures, they stay forever. That's why children's books work so well. They mix pictures and words. And that helps the brain learn naturally. As adults, we forget to do this. But we must go back. Back to imagination. Back to seeing the word, not just reading it. When I watch a movie in English, I learn so much. Why? Because the words come with pictures. I see the action. I feel the moment. I hear the word and see its meaning at the same time. That's why movies are powerful. That's why your own mind movie is just as important. Even 1 minute of imagining can help you remember one word forever. Now, every time I learn a new word, I ask myself, what can I see? What color is it? Where is it? Who is there? What is happening? I close my eyes and build a world. And the word becomes real. Not just on paper, but in my mind. And later, when I need to speak, the movie comes back. The word appears. I smile. I speak. And I feel proud. So don't just memorize. Visualize. See the word. Feel it move. Make it into a movie. This is not only helpful. It is fun. Learning should be fun. And your imagination is the best teacher. Make your words come alive. One picture at a time. Chapter 5. Speak the word, don't just see it. There was a time when I only looked at words. I read them in books. I wrote them in my notebook. I stared at them for hours. But I didn't say them. I didn't speak. I was too shy. I was scared to say the word wrong. I was scared someone would laugh. So I stayed quiet. And because I stayed quiet, I forgot the words. They didn't stay in my mouth. They didn't stay in my brain. That was my mistake. I was only using my eyes, not my voice. Then something small happened that changed me. I was watching a video. The teacher said, if you don't speak the word, you won't keep the word. That hit me hard. I paused the video. I looked at the word in my notebook. I had seen it so many times. But I had never said it out loud. Not even once. I took a deep breath. I said it. My voice was low. My mouth felt strange. But I said it. I said it again. Louder this time. And I smiled. It felt good. It felt real. That day, I started speaking to myself. I stood in front of the mirror. I chose one word. I looked at my face. I moved my mouth. I said the word slowly. I washed my lips. I listened to my voice. At first, I felt silly. But then, something amazing happened. I remembered the word better. I felt more confident. I was not just thinking the word. I was speaking it. And that made all the difference. When you say a word, your brain hears it. Your ears hear it. Your mouth feels it. Your body moves with it. All of this helps your memory. It makes the word stronger, deeper, more natural. You don't just see the word. You experience it, and that experience stays with you. I started doing this every day. I picked 5 words. I stood in front of the mirror. I said each one. Slowly. Clearly. With feeling. I made simple sentences. I acted them out. I am tired. I yawned. I am happy. I smiled. This is a book. I held up my notebook. This made the words come alive. My brain loved it. I remembered more and more. Sometimes, I walked around the house and spoke English. I pointed to things. This is a chair. I drink water. I opened the door. My family laughed at first. But then they saw my progress. They started helping me. We made a little game. Speak a word. Use it. Repeat it. That game made me faster, stronger, braver. Speaking is not just for talking to others. Speaking is for training your brain. You don't need a partner to practice. You can speak to yourself, to your mirror, to your phone, to your pillow. The important thing is speak. Don't be silent. Don't wait until your English is perfect. Start now. Say the words. Make sounds. Move your mouth. One day, I recorded my voice. I used my phone. I said 10 words. Then I listened. I sounded strange. But I didn't stop. I did it again. I repeated until I liked my sound. That small habit helped me so much. I started to hear my own mistakes. I started to fix them. I started to grow. Now, whenever I learn a new word, I say it 5 times. I say it with a smile. I say it with energy. I say it like it belongs to me. Because it does. The word becomes part of me. And when I speak, I don't need to think. The words come out naturally. Because I have said them so many times. So, my friend, don't just look at the words. Don't just write them. Speak them. Feel the sound. Move your lips. Train your mouth. Your voice is a tool. A gift. Use it. Speak the word, and the word will stay. Speak the word, and the word will live inside you. Chapter 6. Use the word in real life fast. When I first started learning English, I had one big habit. I waited. I waited to use new words. I thought, I need more time. I told myself, let me study this word again tomorrow. And then tomorrow became next week. And by then, the word was gone. I forgot it. I lost it. Again and again. I kept learning new words, but I never used them. I thought I was learning, but really, I was just collecting. Like picking flowers and throwing them in the wind. One day, I met an old teacher. She smiled and asked me, "How many new words do you know this week?" I said, "Maybe 20. She said, "Great. And how many did you use today?" I went quiet. I looked down. I said, "None." She smiled again and said, "Then you didn't learn them yet. You only met them. Use the word today, or you will lose it tomorrow." That moment hit me hard. I never forgot her words. Use it today, or lose it tomorrow. From that day, I changed everything. When I learned a new word, I used it. Right away, even if my sentence was wrong, even if it was just one small sentence. I used it. That made the word real. It made the word stay. I didn't wait. I didn't delay. I used the word fast. And it worked. My memory became stronger. My confidence grew. I felt like I owned the word. Let me give you an example. One day, I learned the word delicious. I could have written it down and closed my notebook. But I didn't. I went to the kitchen. I smelled the food. I smiled. I said, "This is delicious." My mother looked at me and laughed. But the word was real now. I used it. I heard it. I felt it. And it stayed with me. The faster you use a word, the faster it becomes yours. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the perfect sentence. Just try. Speak to a friend. Write a message. Say it to yourself. Even whisper it while walking. You must use it while it is still fresh. That freshness is powerful. It creates a connection. It makes the brain hold the word tight. You don't need a long conversation. One sentence is enough. Learn the word tired. Say, I feel tired. Learn the word book. Say, this is my book. Use your world, your life, your routine. Talk about what you see, what you feel, what you do. That is how words become part of your real life, not just part of your notebook. I also started writing short messages using my new words. Even just in my diary, I would write, today is sunny. I feel happy. I drank tea. It was hot. These were small lines, but they were full of my words, full of my voice. And those words stayed with me longer than anything else. Because I used them fast. I gave them life. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need big vocabulary. You just need the courage to try. That is the secret. Many learners wait and wait. They want to be ready. But waiting only brings fear. Action brings memory. Action brings fluency. Action brings confidence. Use the word now. Don't wait for tomorrow. So my friend, here is your challenge. The next time you learn a word, use it in the next 10 minutes. Say it. Write it. Feel it. Act it. Tell someone. Use it in your world. Make it real. That small action will change your English forever. Don't wait. Use the word. Let it grow inside you. Let it stay. Chapter 7. The Power of a Tiny Notebook. One day, I bought a small notebook. It was cheap, just a few pages. I didn't think much of it. But that tiny notebook changed my life. I called it my English pocket. I carried it everywhere. It was always in my bag, sometimes in my pocket. It became my best friend. Not because it was beautiful, but because it was full of words that I wanted to keep. Not just words I learned, but words I loved. Words I didn't want to forget. Before I had the notebook, I used to write words on random papers. On the back of receipts. On the corners of books. On my phone. But I would lose them. I would forget where I wrote them. My mind felt messy. And I felt sad when I lost a good word. But once I had the tiny notebook, everything changed. It became one small home for all my English. I wrote only a few words each day. I didn't fill the pages fast. One word per page, sometimes. At the top, I wrote the word. Below, I wrote one small sentence. Sometimes I drew a picture. Sometimes I wrote how I felt about the word. Rain, I love the sound when I'm in bed. Friend, my best friend is like my heart. These little sentences made me feel close to the words. They were not just words anymore. They were pieces of me. Every night, I opened my notebook. I read the old words. I smiled. I said them out loud. I remembered the feelings. I remembered the pictures. Sometimes I added a new sentence. Sometimes I added color. A heart. A star. A small drawing. This notebook was not a school book. It was my storybook. My English memory book. And because I reviewed it often, the words stayed with me. Even the hard ones. Even the ones I thought I would forget. When I was bored on the bus, I opened my notebook. When I waited for food, I opened it. When I sat alone in the park, I opened it. Just 5 minutes. Just one page. But those small minutes changed everything. I remember writing the word hope in big letters. I decorated the page. I drew a small sun above it. That day, I felt sad. But writing that word gave me strength. And now, when I see that page again, I still feel the same light. That's what makes a word stay, when you make it your own. When you put your soul into it. A notebook is better than a phone. Phones are fast but cold. They don't feel alive. A notebook is slow but warm. You touch it. You hold it. You write with your hand. That movement helps your memory. It connects your body to your brain. Writing by hand is powerful. It makes the words go deeper. You don't need a big notebook. Start with a small one. Just for you. Only you will read it. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to follow rules. You can make it fun. You can make it beautiful. You can make it strange. Just make it yours. Fill it with the words you want to keep. Make it your personal dictionary of feelings, memories, and pictures. Now I have many notebooks. I keep them like treasure. Sometimes I open an old one and smile. I see my old self. I see how far I've come. I see my first words. I see the words that made me cry, laugh, feel strong. And I remember the journey. Your journey can start the same way, with just one small notebook. So my friend, get one. Any kind. Write your first word today. Write how you feel about it. Make a little picture. A sentence. A story. Just one page. And do it again tomorrow. This tiny notebook may be small, but it holds something big. Your voice in English. And your voice is something the world needs to hear. Chapter 8. The magic of repeating at the right time. There was a time I thought repetition meant reading a word 20 times in 1 hour. I thought if I said it again and again, it would stick forever. I repeated the word until I got tired. And for a little while, it worked. I remembered the word that evening. But the next day, it was gone. My brain was empty. I felt angry. I thought, why does this keep happening to me? I work so hard. But the truth is, I was repeating too much at the wrong time. Then I learned something beautiful. I learned that memory is like planting a seed. You don't water it every 5 minutes. You water it slowly. A little today, a little tomorrow. You give it time to grow. That is what the brain needs. It needs space. It needs sleep. It needs rest between your reviews. That's when the memory becomes strong. This idea changed how I learned everything. The method is called spaced repetition. Don't worry. You don't need to remember the name. Just remember the rhythm. Day 1, learn a word. Day 2, review it. Day 4, review it again. Day 7, just say it once. Day 15, say it one more time. That's it. No need to say it 100 times. Just say it at the right time. Your brain will do the rest. I started using this system with my tiny notebook. I marked the dates. I made a small plan. Today I learn. Tomorrow I review. Then again after a few days. Slowly, gently, and something amazing happened. The words stayed. Not for a day, not for a week, but for months. My memory was getting stronger. Not because I worked harder, but because I worked smarter. This method also made me feel calm. Before, I felt stress. I thought I had to study for hours. I thought I had to say everything again and again. I was always worried about forgetting. But now I had peace. I knew the word would return to me if I followed the rhythm. I trusted the process. And that trust helped me focus. It's like learning a song. You don't memorize all the lyrics in one day. You hear the song today. You hear it again tomorrow. Then a few days later. And suddenly, you know all the words. That's the magic of repeating at the right time. It doesn't feel like studying. It feels like life. It feels like music. I even started using colors. When I reviewed a word and it felt easy, I put a green star next to it. If it felt hard, I gave it a yellow one. If I forgot it, I gave it red. This helped me know when to review. Green words were strong. Red words needed more love. And I gave them that love, slowly, with time. Just like watering a weak plant. just like caring for something precious. Some people try to memorize 100 words in 1 week, but they forget them all by next week. That's not learning. That's pushing. And your brain doesn't like pushing. It likes rhythm, space, peace, repeating the right word at the right moment. That is what works. And it works for everyone. Even if you think your memory is bad, even if you are just starting. I also made a habit. Every Sunday, I sat with my notebook. I looked back at all the words from the week. I didn't study hard. I just looked. I smiled. I said a few words out loud. Some words were still fresh. Some were quiet. But each one came back more easily. I saw that memory is a friend. And like all friends, it needs time and kindness. So if you feel like you forget too quickly, don't give up. Don't say, I'm not smart. Say, I need a better rhythm. Start small. Learn 3 words today. Review them tomorrow. Then after 2 days. Then again in a week. Let your brain breathe. Let your memory grow like a tree. This method is simple, but it is powerful. Repeat your words. Not too fast, not too much. Just at the right time. And they will stay with you forever.